Hi, and welcome to Debbie's Rusty Brush. I'm Deborah Strait. I'm the owner and artist here, and what I do is a little bit of everything. If it can take paint, I typically paint it. Today what we're going to do is canvas work, but I also do furniture and smalls. I just like to play, and typically I play and paint. However, if you do ever go to my Facebook page, occasionally I build, and so the picture that we are painting today, I built a frame for, and I will insert that at the end of the video. Anyways, today we're going to do the normal speed paint voiceover tutorial. If you want to paint along, I do realize it's a speed paint, but you can watch a bit and pause and do what you need to, rewind, that kind of thing. I think it took me about 5 hours to paint this one. And so I definitely did go through and put it on a speed paint because I believe this is going to be around 16 to 18 minutes. But if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you know people that like this kind of content, please share my video with them, and all of that helps my my channel grow, and I appreciate it very much. If you want to know when videos get uploaded, hit that little bell notification so you get notified whenever I upload a video. Alright, so without further ado, let's hop on into this modern farmhouse farm animal painting. Alright. Okay, so I have drawn on my critters onto my canvas, and I'm just going around them with a mixture of a light blue and a white to make it lighter. This is Prom Queen from DIY and White Swan mixed together. Now I'm just going in with some little black dress to start getting the outline of our critters in there. I do want these guys to be very colorful, and so I will do layer after layer after layer, but I'm just trying to get in the basic shapes and a good underpainting on our critters here. So now I'm going in with Dixie Belle Buttercream into the white areas of the cow, and we've got some a mix of Cowgirl Coral and Petticoat Pink into our pink areas. The nose of the pig is Cowgirl Coral. I also will be using in those areas some apricot from Dixie Belle. And so just getting a basic underpainting in here, trying to get a little bit of the shading underneath, a little bit of the eye area in. Alright, and so today we're going to start adding some color onto the cow. And when I say today, this was painted in a separate live video over on my Facebook page. So this is a different day from the beginning, and you will notice that I do go around the sides of our canvas, because even though I plan to frame it, I do want all of the sides painted and to look like it is part of the painting. Okay, so I'm going in with some Farm Fresh, some water lily, and some Farmhouse Green from Dixie Belle, and then we're also going in with some peony on the ears there, and we've got some apothecary down here on his lower, or the hangover on the side of his nose, I guess, or her nose. Alright, and so I've just going in and going back and forth between these colors, just layering, getting in the detail that I want. I'm going back over the jowl area there with a little bit of white. We're going in with the nose there. I've got some French millinery and which is Dixie Belle, and just layering in and getting the contrast the way I want. We've got some cowgirl coral on the lip there of our cow, and we're going in with some layered chocolate, which is DIY there, on our eyes, and a little bit of white there in the corners and some black. Okay, and now we switched over to another day here, and we are just finishing up on this girl. Took a while to get the expression that I wanted. I decided to go in with the Farmhouse green from Dixie Belle into all of the white, and then on her I did drag a little bit of petticoat pink down through there, as well as some of the buttercream. And then in the blue areas, I just am taking my palette knife and dragging in some Farm Fresh, some ultramarine blue, which is an acrylic, and some water lily, so that we have the colors that are in the darker area in the face is in the body. And that's why we pulled the same colors that is in the white in the face into the white on the body. I just wanted that cohesiveness, and we're going to go in and play some more with the ears, add some more layers. I'm alternating between a brush and the palette knife, just to get the effect that I'm looking for. And I just want her to be colorful and fun and not be the typical black and white cow. Now I am going in with this one, and I went in with some fluorescent pink into the ears. Most of that will be covered, but I wanted her to be a little bit different than our other cow there. And so most of the colors are the same that I am using, other than I did go in with that fluorescent pink. And then also here on the jowl, I went in with a little bit different colored green there as well, just to give some different change. And I'm going to drag some black into that area on this cow, because I want my colors to be similar. I want them to look like the same breed of cow, but of course they aren't identical. Their coloring will be a little different, a little different in different areas. So that is what we're trying to do, is use the same colors but make her look completely different. Again, guys, remember, there is no right or wrong answer. You could do this all with a brush. You could do it all with a palette knife if that's what you're comfortable with. I am using a combination of the two, and I occasionally will do some finger blending as well, and just getting in there and playing back and forth with the colors, with the brightness and the darkness, and mixing some colors here and there on the canvas and or on a palette, which I'm just using the lids of my paint, and trying to get some different. Now you'll notice that this particular girl has darker down towards the inside of her ear, and just a little bit of that fluorescent pink coming through in her ears. Like I said, I want similar coloring, but they are different cows, even though they're the same breed, so we do want those to be different. And you just play back and forth, just layer until you're happy with the look that they have. Again, no right or wrong answers. Do it all finger painting, do it all with a brush, do it all with a palette knife. Jump back and forth, mix your colors as you see fit, and just play and have fun. That's what this is all about. So just going in with this girl, you'll notice that I did a little bit more outlining here with the dark colors around her mouth and chin area, and there again, just a preference of what I wanted her to look like. Now we're going to start in with the brush with our pig, and I'm using a fire starter from DIY and Bohemian Blue. So not doing a lot of black on this fella. I'm doing a little bit of black in the nose area, a little bit of black in the eyes, but the rest of her is, or him, is pretty much different shades of blue. I've got Old 57, I've got Mermaid Tail, I've got Bohemian Blue. I'm using the fire starter, Cowgirl Coral, some pinks, and I'm mixing the colors a lot on this pig. So none of these paint colors are pure on Mr. Pig here. Okay, so I'm just continuing to blend and do some underpainting. You'll notice that through his chest and right behind his front arm there and right around where his back arm is, we've put in some shading because those areas would have a crease and they would have some shading. And so I am just going through, like I said, most of these colors are not right out of the jar. I have some that are pure, but a lot of them have been mixed to tone them down. So like I toned down my French Millinery with some of Dixie Belle's Apricot to kind of gray it out a little bit. Did the same thing with my Old 57. So again, you know, no right or wrong answers, guys. Just pick the colors that you want to use and blend and get the outcome that you're looking for. And so now I switched over to my palette knife. Now I did like the way he was turning out with the blendy look, but I wanted him to match our girls there, and I had done them with the palette knife and going over lightly to have drag marks where it would catch some of the area but not all of the area, and have lights and darks in there. So I decided that I needed to do the same thing with our pig here, and so I am continuing with the same colors. I am also mixing them kind of the same way that I did with the blendy underpainting. I am adding in some more pinks down the back versus the peaches. And I just continue to layer, and I'm layering and layering and layering. Each layer adds a dimension, and it just helps bring everything to life. And so as you can see, where we start here, we do not end up really close to that because I do go in and just continue to layer until I'm happy and that we have the look I'm going for. I am trying to get the details in, like the little ridges over the nose, and I want the darkness and the highlights and those different things there. I'm trying to bring in the shape of our nose and shadow one side more than the other because we have a light source that's coming from the one side. So basically you just remember your light sources where your shadows would be due to the form of the critter itself and forming from where the light source would be. Again, if you want to watch this in real time, I do have several live videos that are hanging out over on my Facebook page, and you can go over and watch those, replay those, and they will be done slower for you, and I try to tell you exactly what I'm doing at the time that I'm doing it, what I'm thinking at that time. So if you want to view it that way, hop on over to Facebook and take a look there. But for YouTube, I just try to do the speed painting so that people that want to kind of get an idea of what I'm doing can do so without having to spend hours and hours watching through the video. So just more and more layers. Now you can kind of see, I tell you at the end, my pig has a bit of a frown going on. Basically it's that area over his forehead, and I do switch that off camera so that he is a happier pig, but that just basically is a few paintbrush strokes, and bringing in the like colors, and I reshape his ears just a little bit. The pictures for those will be at the end where you can see the final version, after my outgo, where you can also see this painting framed in a rustic farmhouse frame, and that video is also over on my Facebook page if you want to watch me frame this out. So just more and more layers, and I decided that I needed to bring the darker colors down through his body, and so I have got some bohemian blue, some of my green mixture, and that green mixture came from Old 57 and Apricot from Dixie Belle mixed together. Old 57 is a DIY product. And so I did end up with a green color. I also used a bit of one of the Dixie Belle greens in there, because I noticed that it was basically the same color that I was mixing, and so instead of mixing I just grabbed that color and used a bit of that in there as well. Okay guys, so that is the painting. Now you will notice that when I add this photo at the end, that the pig did change just a little bit. The pig at the end of the video, I noticed after I had taken some pictures, I already had it sealed and everything, but after I had taken some pictures, he had a really big frown on his face, and I wanted him to be happier and to fit in with our girls, the cows. And so I did go through and do a little bit more work on his ears and his frown on his that he had going with his forehead. And so if you look at the end of the video and you look at the picture at the end of all of this where I have it framed, you'll see a difference. Now my social media is tagged down below in the description box, and if you want to see how I framed this, you can hop over to Facebook. I did do a live video and it is up and ready for anybody that would like to watch. I am not going to edit that and put it here on YouTube because for those type of videos, I'm just not set up to get really good framework on those, and so I just don't think that the quality would show good enough for YouTube. So I apologize for that, but you can hop over to Facebook and give my page a like over there and view it there. Also, I did paint this entire painting live over on Facebook. So you can hop over if you want to go section by section, watch it real time. I believe there's 5 or 6 live videos that will be on there. Okay, so again, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends if you like my content. It helps my channel grow. Thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.